Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. So in this video I will create a trend following expert advisor that will be based on two indicators. These indicators are the moving average and commodity channel index indicator. So I guess I should start by explaining the concept behind this expert advisor. So as I said, it's a trend following EA. Therefore, my main goal will be to basically determine what an overall trend is. So is the market in uptrend or is the market in a downtrend? And then I will look for an entries for that current trend. Okay, so for example, if I think that the market is in an uptrend, I will look for buy positions. And when I think that the market is in a downtrend, I will look for sell positions. So it will be as simple as that. So now the question is, how will I detect or how will I analyze the trend and how will I find the entries? Okay, so that's where the indicators come in basically. For the trend detection part, I will use commodity channel index. So commodity channel index shows you basically the relation between the average price and the current price. Okay, so the idea is that, let me just change the visualization real quick so you can see these lines better here. So the idea is that we have this zero level. Zero level basically represents the average price. Therefore, when this value of commodity channel index is above the average price, it means that the price is in an uptrend, okay? And when it's below the average price, it means it's in a downtrend. So that's basically how I will use the commodity channel index to read the overall trend. So it's very simple, but I think it might be effective because, I just think it could be effective. So let's just say that, for example, here, the commodity channel index value is above zero. And as I just explained, when it's above zero, it means uptrend. And as I said before, when we are in an uptrend, we are looking for buy positions. So now I have to basically decide when to open a buy position. So how do I find an entry for this? That's where I use the moving averages. I am using two moving averages, and I think that you know why. I will be looking for moving average crossover, and when there is a moving average crossover, I will open a position. So for example, in this case, you can see that our uptrend based on the CCI indicator starts at this point right here, okay? And then I wait for this moving average crossover to happen, which happens at this point, so I open a buy position, okay? So it's as simple as that. So then, for example, the price continues, okay, the CCI goes below zero, it happens right here at this point, so now I am looking for sell positions, and right here you can see that crossover to the opposite side happens, so the fast moving average goes below the slow moving average, indicating sell position, so I open sell position right here, and it goes with the trend. Okay, so that's what I will do. That's the concept. Okay, so let's not waste any more time and let's start coding. So IDE is right here. Let me open my experts folder. Let me close this. Let me find my YouTube folder, and let's create a new file. So this should be, or how should I name this? Let's just do MACCIEA. Yeah, very simple, very straightforward. So now I will need some parameters. I think I will create these parameters or inputs inside the actual code because it will be easier to follow, I guess. Okay, so let's click on next, next, and finished. So this is the code. Let me just increase the font size to 18. And yeah, we can start. So I will just also delete these comments right here because, yeah, I don't need them. And also let me delete on the init function. I don't need that as well. Okay, so now I think we should start by creating the inputs for the indicators and for the expert advisor in general. Okay, so let's start. So I will create group called moving average settings. Okay, and now I basically need to create inputs for two moving averages. Yeah, because since I am trading moving average crossover, and for that I need two moving averages, I need to create inputs for two moving averages. So let's create input integer. So input, so like the first moving average will be called fast moving average. The second moving average will be called slow moving average. Okay, so I will start. So input fast MA period. Okay, so let's do 8, and then I can do a bunch more inputs here. So input now enum MA method. So this is basically which moving average type I want to use. So for example, simple moving average, exponential moving average, weighted moving average, and yeah, a bunch of other moving averages types. So input enum MA method, I will call this input fast MA method will be equal to MA, or how's it, mode EMA. Let's do exponential moving average. So the E at the start here stands for exponential. So this is exponential moving average. And then also price. So input enum, now it's I think applied price. So input fast MA price. Let's do price close. Yeah, it's the default price, and we don't have to change it. So now I'll just copy all three of these not parameters, inputs, and I will just rewrite a few things here. So this is for slow moving average. So let me just change this here, and the only thing I will change here is basically the period for the slow moving average. I think 24 might be okay. Like we don't have to worry about the specific periods in here, because when the EA is finished, basically what we always do is that we optimize the EA's parameters. So 8 and 24 won't be optimal, I guess. Yeah, I think there will be better combination of these periods, but we will have to find that out when we optimize the EA. Okay, so now I'll create a new group. So input group CCI settings, and I'm sure that this, so input CCI period. So I'll do 200 here. I think the default value is like 14 or something, but I am interested in long-term trends. Yeah, so this is 25. I will do 200 just to show you. So now with 200, basically, it shows you like, yeah, more long-term trends. Okay, so that's why I will be using 200. But it's the same thing as with the moving averages, like the period will be optimized, so so period of 200 probably isn't optimal, but we will find that out later as well. So the other, you know what, like there's one more input I can change, and that is basically the price that I will use. So you can use close, open, high, low, median price, typical price, weighted, close. I think I won't make this as an input in the expert advisor because I will be using the typical price and I won't be changing that. Okay, perfect. So now we can continue. So since this is an expert advisor and expert advisors opens positions, and to do that I need to import, or I need to include one library. So let's import this library right now. So it's ctrade/trade.mqh, and then sorry, it's not ctrade, it's trade/trade.mqh, and now it's ctrade, and let's create an object trade. Okay, so this is basically an object I will use to open and close and just manage positions basically. Okay, so I need to create two more variables, and then we can get to the like actual coding part. Yeah, so I just need to create variables for ask and bid prices. So let's continue. So on init function, I need. Okay, so let me just do handlers here. So fast handle, slow handle, CCI, sorry, slow handle, come on, CCI handle. So yeah, so on init function, I have to assign the actual indicators to these handlers. Okay, so for the fast handle, it's going to be IMA for the current symbol, current period, input, fast, moving average period, shift is 0. Now, method is input, fast, moving average method, and this is input, fast, moving average price. Okay, so this is basically how we configure the moving average indicator. So now the same thing for slow handle, and I'll just change these inputs here. So this is input slow moving average method and input slow moving average price. And then the last indicator is of course the commodity channel index. So this is CCI symbol, period, CCI handle, and now price, and this was typical price. Okay, sorry, this is not CCI handle, this is input CCI period. Perfect. So now let's work on tick function. So the first thing I will do is that I will always get the actual ask and bid price. Okay, so let me just do this real quick. So ask is equal to symbol info double symbol ask. Now bid will be equal to symbol info double symbol bid. Okay, so now I basically get the latest ask and bid price, and I take these prices and I store them inside these variables. So that's what I did right here. Okay, so now what I have to do is that I have to like divide this code into several sections. I don't know how many sections, but there will be a few of them. So the first section is to get the indicator values. Okay, so I need to use the copy buffer function, and by using the copy buffer function, I will get a certain amount of indicator values, and I will store these values inside an arrays. Okay, so that's the first step. The second step is that I will use these arrays with the indicator values to basically determine the trend, and once I have the trend, I can determine the crossovers. Okay, and then the third section is that I will have to open positions. So when there is a trend and there is a signal, basically, yeah. So when there's a trend and signal, I have to open a certain type of position. Okay, so let's do this. So static integer I is equal to 0. Last bar is equal to 0. Integer bars is equal to I bar. So I'm just doing this to so if last bar is not equal to bars, then last bar is equal to bars, and here I will call my copy buffer functions. So I will create a few arrays here on global scope. So double fast MA array. So this is an array inside which I will store the indicator values for fast moving average. Then I have slow MA array. So this is an array inside which I will store values for the slow moving average. And now I have CCA array. Okay. This is an array for CCI values. Okay. So now I can do the copy buffer function. So indicator handle, let's start with fast moving average. So fast handle, buffer number is 0, starting position is 1, count 2 values, store them into fast moving average array. So why do I need 2 values? It's very simple. Since I will be checking for the crossover, I need to know the current price and the previous price, so I can basically compare them with the prices of the slow moving average. So slow handle, the same thing here. This is just going to be replaced by the slow moving average array. And now let's just copy this and let's do CCI handle. And I need only one value, and I will store this into CCI array. And I'm doing this basically. I am using or putting these copy buffer functions inside this if else statement, and the reason is that I want to get the indicator values only once per every new candlestick. Okay, so since this function runs on every tick, so basically when the price moves, yeah, it runs this function, and I just need basically these indicator values to be calculated only once per every new candlestick. I have to do something like this. Okay, so now we can do integer trend. Okay, so now the trend will be very simple. So I will do it in one line. I could also do it like if else statement, but I think we will understand it in one line as well. So if CCI array at position 0 is higher than 0, that means that the trend is 1, and if this is not the case, then it's -1. Like, of course, it also can be equal to 0, and in that case, there like wouldn't be any direction, any trend. But I think it won't be equal to 0. Like the chances of like simultaneously having this being this equal to 0 and having a sell signal, the chance is quite low, but it can definitely happen. You know what? The easy fix for this, like I don't know why I just don't do this, so is to check. So if CCI is below 0, then it's -1, meaning sell position, and if it's equal to 0, it's 0. Yeah, this is like 1 represents uptrend, -1 represents downtrend, and 0 represents sideways trend. Yeah, so very, very simple. So now I can also create variables for the crossovers. So I think I can do this also inside one variable and on one line. Okay, so integer crossover, or let's call this signal. It will be easier to understand. So signal. So now firstly I will check for the buy signal basically. So if fast MA array at position 0 is below the slow MA array at position 0 and fast MA array at position 1 is higher than slow MA array at position 1, then there is a buy signal, so I will assign value 1 to this signal variable. So if this is not the case, and I will do this on the second line, I guess, so it's more readable, let's say. So if this is not the case, then I will check for this. So if fast MA array at position 0 is higher than slow MA array at position 0, and fast MA array at position 1 is lower than slow MA array at position 1, then this is -1 because yeah, it's a sell trade. And if this is also not the case, then there's obviously no signal, so 0. Very, very simple. So now I can just say, so if trend is equal 1 and signal is equal to 1, okay, so they both basically align, then open buy position. Yeah, so else if, or let's do if trend is equal to -1 and signal is also equal to -1, what happens? We open sell. Yeah, so and I will do all of this inside this function right here. Okay, so I will execute this only once per new bar. Why? Well, since since I'm using these indicator values and I want to update these indicator values only once per new bar, it makes kinda sense to run everything else inside this, or to run everything else also only once per new bar. Yeah, because if I were to run the rest outside this if else statement, so on every tick, I would get basically signals triggered on every tick for that specific candlestick. Yeah. So let's just do this. So trade by, so volume, let's do 0.1, symbol is symbol, ask price. So now stop loss, take profit. Like, what I could do, like, of course, the first thing I can do is that I can just like select static take profit stop loss. So for example, 100 points take profit, 400 points stop loss. What I could also do is that I could use basically the CCI indicator to tell me when to abandon or close my positions. The only downside to this is that since I will probably be using CCI with higher values, okay, so for example 200, I will tend to stay in pretty long-term trends. So let's, for example, look at this. Yeah, so if I were to open, so this is our sell, so this is our downtrend, this is our signal, okay, so if I were to open a sell signal right here, and if I were to wait for the CCI value to basically return to 0, I would close the sell position at this point, which is not ideal, as you can see. So I think I won't be using CCI to basically determine when to close positions. Do you know what? Let's try static. Take profit stop losses. So let's create new group. So input group targets, and let's do input double take profit points 300, input double stop loss points 600. So 1 2 2. So let's just go back here and let's do this. So stop loss is ask minus stop loss points times point. This is plus take profit points times point, and this is it. Yep. So this is for the buy position. Now let's do the same for the sell position. So sell bit plus bit minus. Okay, so I guess this is done. This is finished. So let's test this. So strategy tester as usual. Single here, YouTube. So this is CCI MACCI perfect. So let's run this on 15-minute time frame. I think 15-minute time frame should be okay for this, and I will run this on USDN. The reason why, well, USDN tends to stay in longer term trends, let's say. Yeah, it's not that mean reverting. So like when you have an EA and you basically know what's the idea behind the EA, what you have to do is that you have to also find an appropriate market for it. Yeah, so even when you have very great EA, very great EA, and you deploy it on, I don't want to say bad, but like on inappropriate market. So for example, you have trend EA and you deploy it on mean reverting market, it won't perform well. So it's not always about the concept, it's also about the market you trade. Yeah, so that's why I think USDN should or could perform pretty well for this. Of course, like I'm not expecting much from this EA, it's a very simple idea, but I'm just interested basically in the concept, let's say. So this obviously isn't right. Oh, it is. Yeah, sorry. So this is just scaled here. I was fixed to this level, but as you can see, this is negative 100. So we are below zero. The zero is right here. Okay, so this is zero level. It's a shame we can't see it. Yeah, so here you can see the zero is somewhere here. So this is correct. So let's just go here. And I think there's my webcam. So this is sell position. Is it okay? So the crossover happens at this candlestick. We open right after this candlestick is closed. So this is okay. And this is below zero. So everything's okay so far. And we hit take profit. Perfect. And I think, yeah, this is I only performed backtest on one, like on the last 2 days, and now it froze. Okay, so I hope it will unfreeze. So let's just wait for a second. Okay, so it finally loaded, so we can continue. Okay, so the backtest we performed like wasn't. It was very short, so let's just change the period to the last year, let's say. Yeah, so I think we'll start one more with visual mode. I hope it won't freeze this time. So let's just observe. So buy trend here, this is crossover, this is perfect. Value here is 98, which is also perfect. Yeah, so we lose basically both of these positions, but it's okay because it's based on our strategy. So this is something I would like to avoid. So as I was talking before about that analysis, like about what's happening. So were the previous CCI values in an uptrend or in a downtrend, or were they in a sideways trend? So because obviously this section right here, this is a sideways trend, and we don't want to go we don't want to trade during a market like this. Yeah, so this is something I have to change. So this is sell trade for some reason. Yeah, and this is okay. This is also negative. So this makes sense. Yeah. Okay, so I think this is enough, and there are obviously some things we can improve, or I can improve. So the first thing I will do is that, yeah, I will try to, let's open my IDE real quick. Yeah, so what I will do is that I will basically add the CCI levels at which we basically determine the trend. Okay, so meaning, yeah, right now we say when the CCI is above 0, it's uptrend. When it's below 0, it's downtrend. But like there's, what we can also do is that we can say if the CCI is above 100, it's uptrend, and when the CCI is below 100 or below negative 100, it's a downtrend, and it basically gives us this space there for a sideways trend. So this can like be a filter for the sideways trend. So let's do this. So input integer, input CCI entry level will be equal to 100. So let's just take this, let's go here, and let's input it here. So negative, yeah. So now basically the bot will open positions. It will open, yeah, less positions as you can see, but the result is better. The result is better. So what would happen if I, yeah, so that's what I'm talking about. It's about the market as well. So yeah, so you can see that this is a very simple strategy, very simple concept. But when you deploy it on, for example, Euro USD, USD Yen, which is the perfect market for this type of EA, it can perform well. Now let's check what would happen if I were to deploy this on, for example, Euro USD, which is like more mean reverting. Yeah, you can see mean reverting market doesn't work that way. Yeah, it just doesn't work that way. That's why we also have to stick to the right market. So USD Yen. Yeah, so now I think it's time to optimize this. What we can optimize. So we can optimize obviously the CCI entry level. So we can start at 0, we can start at 0, we can increase by 10, and we can do, for example 150. Yeah. So then I will optimize the periods for the moving averages. So for the fast, we'll start at 4, increase 4. Let's do to 50. For the slow, I will start at 6, increase by 6. 8, increase by 8. Let's do 200, for example. Yeah. CCI period, I can also try to optimize this, even if I think it doesn't make sense. I can do this. So let's do 20, increasement by 20 to, for example, 400. And take profit stop loss. This is obviously something we have to experiment with. So let's set the initial starting values to 100 for both of these. I think we can increase by 50. And we can do all the way to 1000. So this should be pretty okay to optimize. So let's check it. So I will be obviously optimizing on USD because if it's already performing pretty well, it doesn't make sense to change the instrument. Yeah, 15 time frame. Why I do 15 time frame? It's also very simple. I think it gives you basically the best output between the number of positions and the profit. So I can also do an optimization on, for example, 1 hour time frame. Yeah, and we can observe how 1 hour time frame behaves. Obviously, it's much easier to get good results on 1 hour. The reason why, as you go higher with the time frames, you reduce the noise basically. So the noise on 1 hour time frame in the market is much smaller than the noise on 15 time frame, for example. So you basically get less fake entries. Okay, so now optimization results look really solid. So when I sort this by the profit factor, you see some huge profit factors, but I'm not interested in them because, as you can see, the total number of positions is very low. So what I want to do is that I want to sort this by profit. So the profit basically gives you the best basically outcome between the profit, the number of positions, and the result. The result being the profit factor. Yeah. So I can stop this. As you can see, the optimization results now started to get worse. So I think this is basically the peak results here. And the best result here is this one. So it opens tremendous number of positions, 7,000 positions, which is huge over the last 4 or 5 years. The profit factor is okay. The profit, in this concept, we shouldn't look at the profit because we are using static lot sizing. Yeah, so it doesn't tell you that much. But yeah, this seems really solid. Okay, so this is absolutely crazy. So yeah, so it opens a huge number of positions. It obviously uses huge targets, 750. Okay, so it only uses huge take profits. And this is just crazy. This is crazy. But this is why I like to optimize the EAs, yeah, because would something like this would you think of something like this? Yeah, so when you think about a good trading concept, would something like this come to your mind or not? So in my case, definitely not, because opening so many positions, it's not the best idea, let's say, but obviously it can work. So now there's one thing I'm very interested in, and that is how this would perform on every tick based on the real ticks, because 1 minute to HLC skews the results, obviously. And you can avoid this skewness, let's say, by using high take profit stop losses. Yeah. But the thing here is that I'm using high take profit but very low stop loss. So I think the stop loss will basically skew the results here. And it seems like it does to some extent. It's still, yeah, the stop loss is too low, I guess. So what I will do now, I will do another optimization where I will start at the lowest value of 400, okay? And I can also increase the take profit and stop loss, or the maximum take profit and stop loss, to 1.5 thousand. Yeah, so now let's just run a new optimization here. So, what will be the outcome? I don't know, but what I guess is that I will get a little bit worse results than before, but they will be more robust, let's say. Yeah, so since I will be using higher take profit stop losses, the results I will get will be more robust. Okay, so you can see that the results don't look so great, yeah, as they did before. As I said, it's because the higher take profit stop loss, but it's okay. That's okay. I think we can still find some good optimization results in here. So let me stop this. Let's not waste any more time, and let's check the results. So I will sort this by the best profit, and you can see that it's not ideal, obviously. Why is it not ideal? The drawdown. Okay, so this is 35% drawdown, huge drawdown, 92% drawdown. So we don't want to be using these. This is the first good result you get, but I'm not satisfied with this. I think this might be pretty nice. So let's try this 1.3. Yeah. Okay, this is not bad. This is not bad. And now the best thing about this is that I think I will get the same result when I use the every take based on the real ticks. So let's just check it. Let's check it. Yeah, so now you can see I use huge targets. So that's why I think I will get the same results. Yeah, and it seems like so far. Yeah, it seems like, yeah. So this is backtest 1.3, so this is exactly the same result as we did get here. Let's try one more, and then I will do 2 more optimizations, and I will end this video. So I just want to test, for example, this one. So this is like the first most profitable setting I would go for, but the backtest doesn't look ideal. We open a huge number of positions once again, and it doesn't work well. Or it does work well based on the profit, but like when you look at the plot, the curve isn't that great. So of course, what I could do is that I could just add and filter to the number of positions. So for example, maximum number of positions is 5, so I can only have 5 positions at a time. This filter would obviously lower the drawdown, okay, because the drawdown is not because there is some huge loss somewhere. It's because we have so many positions opened at the same time. So for example here, it just uses a lot of our resources. Yeah. So now I wanted to backtest this or optimize this on 1 hour. So as I said before, I guess on 1 hour it will be easier to get better results. We will have lower number of positions, but let's just test this. Yeah, let's just test my theory right here. So yeah, so you can see that. Let's just wait. And let's see what will happen. Okay, so sort by profit. These profits are quite nice. Yeah, so you can see that we obviously get higher profit factors, which is based on what I said before. We get lower number of positions, which is also what I said before. So yeah, but this looks nice. Yeah, this looks nice. So there's one more optimization I will do, and then this video is over. So I will optimize this on the last 11 or 10 years. Yeah. So no, I want to optimize. I don't want to backtest. So yeah. I like to like optimize my EAs on over 10 years, 8 years, depends on the data I have available and also on the type of the EA. But in my opinion, like optimizing on over the last 8, 10, 12 years is enough. Yeah, so that's basically how I validate my EA's performances or backtesting performances. And you can see this is not bad. This is not bad at all. Whoa, okay. So now we get to the good section here. So now should get better optimization results. And now we don't. Okay, so let's stop this. Of course, there's a lot more rounds to be finished, but let's check what we have here. So this is my first setting I would go for. Well, yeah, why not? Why not? Yep, yeah. What the fuck? This is really good. Like for a strategy this simple, this is really good performance. Okay, so this is what I wanted to do as the last thing in this video. Of course, you are free to upgrade this EA. As you can see, like I just added take profit stop loss and that's it. You can use time filter, volume filter, break even, trailing stop, weekday filter, stuff like this to just level up the EA. So I would advise you to do that because this concept seems really solid. So anyway, I thank you for your time and I will see you in the next tutorial. Bye.